Inspiration. Thanks for joining another episode of Carla's channel, Heart to Heart Inspiration. I am your host, Carla J, the Queen of Inspiration. Let's get started, y'all. We have Aaminah Thompson. She is a Philadelphia-born filmmaker, writer, and producer whose creative voice extends into talk show hosting, comedy, and best-selling authorship. She's a powerful TikTok influencer. I think she has like 1 million views and stuff on her page. Y'all got to go check her out. And she's a public speaker, and she has spent over 10 years as a respected dating advisor, teaching her signature one and done technique to help individuals avoid stagnant situations and build healthier connections. Aaminah also educates audiences on the differences between relationships and situationships. Okay. And the importance of clear relationship vocabulary and the deeper meaning of biblical love language, all with her signature blend of humor, wisdom, and authenticity. So with no further ado, let's welcome to the stage, Aaminah Thompson.
Hello, pumpkins. How y'all doing? Hello.
Welcome, Aaminah. How are
Thank
you?
you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. And we've been talking, y'all, a little bit off stage. And let me tell you, she says she loves the drama, y'all. But before we get into it, I'm going to play just a clip of one of her films that is actually on YouTube. Here we go.
You know what? Check it, because I'm done.
Who you are, what you are, or where you are. All I know is that your number keeps on coming up on my man's phone for the last couple of days. But I'm going to tell you this one thing. I've been married to Matt for about 7 years. I don't know what you two got going on because I'm out of town a lot on work. But all this has to end right now. Because I'm the number one nigga.
You really know where you're going?
Uh-oh. Okay, y'all. Oh, that was good. Give some claps up for Aaminah in the chat, y'all. I love that. So you call yourself a man.
Yeah, that was a guy in a relationship, and his that was the lover, his secret
Okay.
lover. So he was confronting him about he checked the phone number. Mm-hmm.
So first of all, how did you get into this film? What was your motivation for writing that film?
So I wrote "You Call Yourself a Man," and it's mainly about different men that have relationships that have issues in them. So, and it's a drama and a comedy at the same time.
Wow. Okay, a dramedy. It's a dramedy.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, we got the people checking in, Aaminah. They are here to hear what you got to say. And now you're also a dating advisor. Mm-hmm. How did you become a dating advisor?
Well, to be honest, I guess when God has given you something and you run away from it. So all my life I did what I wanted to do. I wanted to have my hair salons, my restaurants, and I've always been a person that gave advice. But I always had morals, very intelligent, not silly, not stupid. I met a guy, and when I met this guy, that was my lesson to become a dating advisor. And through a relationship of 4 months, he ghosted me. And I didn't appreciate the ghosting because at the end of the day, we were actually looking for businesses, homes, and you know, I thought that he was really for me. And when he ghosted me without me knowing, I didn't even know he ghosted me. All I know, I was calling his phone. I'm like, what happened? This nigga ain't calling me. Let me go past his house. I go past his house, and he had an attitude about something that I said. Then he said, well, I'm just going to reevaluate this relationship. So instead of becoming a bitter woman, I sat in my car. I was embarrassed with myself. I was mad at myself. I wasn't mad at him. And I heard God said, you're going to go out there and you're going to give advice to these women. And you're going to give it to them biblically, and you're going to give them street knowledge. So that's how I came up with why do fools fall in love?
Wow. Okay. So you're going to give it to them biblically and street. So the biblical part is what?
Where I think that a lot of people don't understand between Christians and disciples. A lot of time people don't understand the wicked part of the Bible when it comes to relationships. Ooh. So what I did, I went in and I researched all the wicked ins and outs of relationships that women are
relationships in the Bible.
Yep. In the Bible.
You got to give us one example of that.
Okay, the first one is Aaminah and Tamar. How a brother sat there and prayed for his sister. Once he screwed her, he dismissed her.
We got some Bible scholars in the audience. Come on, Bible scholars, tell me what you think about that. You say
Oh,
he did what now, Aaminah?
So Aaminah and his cousin, he wanted to rape his sister. He was craving Tamar. He wanted to know, how can I get next to this woman? You understand? And the cousin said, well, listen, fake that, act like you're sick. So Aaminah act like he was sick. He told his father, David, said, listen, Dad, I'm sick. The father said, well, I'm going to send Tamar up to the room to take care of you. Like, most women are very innocent when they meet these men. Women don't think that a man can lay down with you and don't want you and then dismiss you. So it shows you the example. That's what he did to his sister. So when Tamar came up in the bedroom, she came there innocent, vulnerable, like most women, to help her brother, not knowing that he had a plan, which was to rape her. And that's what he did. He raped her. He screwed her and he dismissed her. And that's how it happened. And that's one of the wicked part of the Bibles. I got a whole lot of them.
All right, now I'm waiting for my Bible scholars to chime in over here. So that's your part of the wicked parts of the Bible. That's one example. Now, what's the hood part? What's the street part?
I have 33 years on how to dissect men's mindset where women don't understand a man. See, women lose with men because they don't understand them. They think it's all about sex. They think it's all about money. They think it's about cooking. They think it's about cleaning. None of those. That's the last thing of a man, because that was so true. Why are married women and why are situation women losing their husbands and the situation losing their boyfriends? So that has nothing to do with a man. You have 3 types of men. You have a man that's physical, visual, and mental. Most women can't get a man to be attached to them mentally. They get visual and physical.
Wow. So you said it ain't about cooking. It ain't about being clean. I think some people can attest to that, because sometimes what I hear a lot is like, and he left me for her. She got a nasty house. She this, she that. But you said it ain't even about that. It's not about that at all. So that's the street part. Okay. And so in your book, I was reading your book and you got, a lot of things in there. So one of the things I led with what tonight's episode was, I thought moving in with him meant that he loved me. And that you talk about that in your book. Just give us a little snippet of that, or what that really means. Okay, the man asked you to move in, or he said you could move in. Do that mean he really love you?
No. See, the thing about women is that we have 2 human beings. We have a man and we have a woman. We do not think like men, and men do not think like women. And until women understand that men are men and women are women, men have intentions just like women do. So a lot of times, what is the intention? Not even that. God says in his word, beware of man who bear gifts. So why would you want somebody to come live with you? Why would you want to take somebody you don't know anything about? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell you something. When it comes to that Bible stuff, I am a beast in it. And people who go to church, they can't win with me at all. And I'm not a Christian. I'm a disciple. The disciples came first anyway. Okay.
Oh yeah, you did say the difference between Christian and discipleship. So tell us what that is. Or do we got to get the book? You want us to get the book?
Yeah, the difference between what people get confused about Christianity is that it's just a religion. Okay, you can read the Bible and don't be a Christian. You understand? Because it's the book of knowledge, a book of poems, a book of laws that God set for you to have a great life through trials and tribulations. Disciples are students. I want to learn how to be like God. I want to follow God. Christians are just believers. They just believe in Christ. That's why they're very hypocritical. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the difference between Christianity and the disciple. One is a student and one just follows Christ.
Okay. So you say you are a disciple. Okay. All right.
Disciple.
All right. So these are things that, some people are like, oh my goodness. So I want to hear from the audience. What are you all thinking about this? And drop your questions and comments in the chat, because Aaminah told me before the show, she loves drama. She said she loves it. So bring it on, y'all. Bring your questions and your drama. Bring it. So Aaminah, give us some nuggets from the book that you want people to read about and why they should get your book.
Well, I got this. The flip book called I Got Disrespected is mainly for people who don't know that they're being disrespected. And this is what I teach, the one and done technique. Perfect example. A woman might meet a guy, right? And they meet the guy on Monday, right? They like the guy, they talk to the guy. and the guy say they're talking, and the other phone rings. So the guy clicks over and he says, "Hey, you know what, Carl? I'm gonna call you back." Right? The guy doesn't call you back until Friday. He's not obligated to call you. Most women would get an attitude because he took Friday to call you. He can do that. He's not related to you. There's nothing going on. But the only thing that he does owe you is what he should be saying is, "Hey, Carla, how you doing? I apologize. I know I was supposed to call you back on Monday, but I didn't call you back. I got caught up." If he just starts talking to you like, "Hey, Carla, what's going on, baby?" and never acknowledges the fact that he stood you up from a phone call, he just disrespected you. A woman wouldn't look at that because she's so thirsty, she's so hungry. She just say, "Oh, well, something did come up. Something came up. So, since he didn't have to call me." And that's the excuses that women get. And what they do, they start to formulate the chemistry of being disrespected.
Little as that, it's a disrespect. I like that. I like that. And you talk about that in your book. What else is there, like other signs of disrespect? Or, I talked about moving in. You also talk about sex before marriage. You touch on some of those things of giving money in a relationship. Why are some of those things red flags? What's your take on that?
Well, first of all, God says, let me tell you what God says. Because see, a lot of these women don't understand. This is what God says about a man. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at God. Okay, this is going to be in Genesis 2:15. This is what the Lord says. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to care for it. Okay, so a woman should be meeting a man that is already capable. Most women want to be the man. They want to remove the femininity and become masculine. That's why they babysit. That's why the Negro's sitting home playing Sega Genesis while she's out there working. That's why the nigga's sitting home, excuse the expression, because I don't mean to get, that's why I call myself a disciple, because at the end of the day, I use things that a Christian, quote, quote, a Christian wouldn't use. Okay. Women have to understand their leadership. Their leadership is for femininity, not to lead a man. And when women understand that, they will, it's some women, not all women. Some women have to understand that a man's job is to lead. And if you don't have a man that's allowing you to follow his leadership, then you're with the wrong man.
Now, I got to stop you right there because we talk about this a lot. Leadership. What is a man's leadership? I watch Pop the Balloon, and I hear these young women all the time saying, "I want a man to lead me." I hear these men saying, "I want a woman who's going to follow me." Follow you to what? Lead me to what? You got to break that down for me because I don't understand it.
First of all, you only get a leader in a husband. So that's the first thing that you got to first find out. And you have to change your vocabulary. Do you want a responsible man or do you want a man? Most women say, "Oh, I got to get a man." Girl, let's go to happy hour. All the niggas down there, because the word a man means an adult male human being. That's all it means. You have to change your vocabulary to a responsible man. Responsible man cares about your emotions. He's committed to you. He's a team player. It's like a whole. He has integrity. It's like a whole. He's an emotional. He has an emotional intelligence. He's a pivoter. He's going to pivot you. He's going to excel you. He's not selfish. It's a whole list. But a leadership means leading me as God did us. That's why you have to read the word. You got to go to Proverbs. You understand? I tell people the best way to learn the Bible is go to Genesis, so you can know about your family, how they can be full of SHIT. Because Lot's kids' daughters got him drunk and screwed him for some kids. Okay, Joseph's brother set him up. You want to know about marriages? What kind of wife? What kind of husband? You go to 1 Corinthians or the book of Corinthians. You need some wisdom? You take your ass to Proverbs. Hey, until you get wise, you're gonna stay losing.
Wow. Until you get wise, you're gonna stay what?
Losing.
Okay.
A lot of women are not wise. They have no wisdom.
Wow. So they're losing in their relationships. What is like your recommendation for how long you should date someone? is there a rule to that? 30 days, 60 days before you think that you're really serious?
Well, the first thing you have to, as I call it GPS, which stands for God's personal signal. A lot of women you have to. The problem, Carla, that a lot of men and women, it's just not women, it's also men. Women and men waste their time, right? If you're on a date and you want kids and this man doesn't want kids, why would you continue to date? Women and men try to come here and sculpture each other. You cannot, either you're going to be what I want or you're not going to be what I want. So first you have to date with intentions. If you want to be a wife, then believe that you could be a wife. Do not take the second seat and become a side piece, or I just see what happens. That's called wasting time. So you have to date with intentions. Now, if you're dating with intentions, it depends on the other person. Does he want to be in a relationship? Because if he is equally yoked to you, y'all might get married within 30 days, 60 days.
Okay.
You really have to decide as a woman, what do you want? Most women don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. They want a bedroom and they want the bank account. And that's why they stay failing. They don't know anything about it. They don't know anything about agape, which is unconditional. They don't know it. And this is I say women because they are the ones that's losing. Men already know what to do. A man will walk away and immediately. You got to realize, Paula, Adam was not looking for Eve. God said, I don't want man to be alone. That's why a man won't pay women too much of attention. A man can be sitting there on a corner, minding their business. The woman just started switching, and she swear he paying attention. He ain't paying no attention until he turns around. You got some cologne, you got a fat ass, you got a nice, or you're attractive. Then he might turn around and peek at you. Other than that, men, a lot of people pay a woman no attention, child.
Men in the chat, come through, men. What's your opinions of what Miss Aaminah is saying? Ladies, ask your questions. Tell us about your book and what it's called.
It's called I Got Disrespected, but I have 3 books. So I Got Disrespected is a flip book.
Okay. What's
That's
a flip
mainly
book?
lessons about, don't be a perfect example. Women always think because they met somebody's family that they in. Girl, I done met the mother and the cousin. The mother and the cousin and all of them could be a setup. They could be, my cousin like you, my setup. Women have a bad problem of giving a man money. Why are you giving a man money? Women have a bad problem with watching somebody else's kids. Why are you watching his kids and you're not his wife? The book is just about lessons because some people don't have any guidance. Okay. A lot of time people don't want to mentor, Carla. They think they know everything. These young adults and even some women 46 and 50. Trust me, they ain't got it all either. But my twist is I'm a mentor. I have events. I'm going to Detroit in March or April to speak. That's what I do. I go to different cities and I have these events. And my book is mainly about learning how not to be disrespected. That's all.
Wow. And it could just start with as simple as I said I was going to call you back on tomorrow, but I ain't call you back till 3 days later. Yep. That part right there is a simple sign of disrespect. So Richard in the comments said men hate to be rejected.
Well, the reason why men hate to be rejected because they have no confidence. And you have to realize that at the end of the day, I don't have to like you you don't have to like me. So until you can take criticism with yourself, that's a hang up that some men have. Some men, I don't think anybody likes to be rejected. Even with women. Right. But I tell people and I teach them, you got to grow up because at the end of the day, at any time, a person can stop liking you. You know what I mean? I can date you and say, you know what? I don't want this anymore. That's why it's dangerous to be boyfriend and girlfriends, situationships, because at any time they can, because you have 2 types of ships. You have a relationship which gives you to the altar, which is about connection of a marriage. And then you have a situationship that takes your ass nowhere. You just in a situation, you just there. It is no commitment. So when he says men hate to be rejected, that's because they have issues. Because if you love yourself, you have to understand that rejection was protection. that's not somebody that God want me to have. See, once you get God underneath your armpit, and your blue balls, whatever you will put them at, you won't get offended. Like, I'm an older woman. You know, a man might say, "Oh, I don't like older women." He has the right to say that. I'm not going to feel, "Oh my God," because he has the right. People got to understand, Carla. You have the right to like what you like.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, do you think women play into that? Men hate to be rejected, and so they try to please men and take anything because they don't want to be rejected, because, you know, are they feeling like, if I reject him, I hurt his feelings and then he's gonna leave me? Have you had that come up?
No, because a lot of times we have matter of fact, let's talk real fast. We have it's over 10, but I'm gonna mention about 4 of them. We have in the Bible. See, if men read the Bible and got some knowledge, they will understand the kind of women they're meeting. You have a Delilah. Delilah, she said, and she gagged Samson. Samson family told Samson, "Don't bother with Delilah. She's not a part of our tribe." He didn't want to listen, so he got played. She took away, he got his hair shaved off, and he lost all his power. Okay? Another one, we have the Queen Jezebel. Like most women, they manipulate their husbands to do what they want them to do. See, a lot of this leverage, a lot of this education about men and women, if they read the Bible, and you don't have to be religious, but if you read it for wisdom, a lot of these men would not be so drained when it comes to women. Another one, Herodias. Herodias was a woman that got John Paul head decapitated because she got an attitude because he started telling her business about her sleep with 2 brothers. You understand? And then the last one is Potiphar's wife. She did 52 fake out with Joseph, lied to her husband, and had her husband think that Joseph was trying to rape her when he wasn't, because she got mad because Joseph didn't want to screw her. See, this education that men are losing. See, the problem with a lot of men, Carla, they want to hang in Old Testament time. You understand?
Okay.
We're in a universe, a world that there's no more traditional. And the reason why there's no more traditional is because women are getting their own paper. So you have to say, give me a Proverbs 31, which is a resourceful woman, a woman that's going to be my helpmate, a woman that can handle it with me, without me. So when men understand that we're not living in traditional's world, then they won't be insecure and will not be afraid of being rejected.
When you talk about the Bible like that, I've never looked at those relationships like that. You put a different spin on it.
Because they don't want you to hear that. Because what happens with a lot of people that go to church, right? And I'm not against church, but I had to understand the word. I had to understand what God wants and how he wants it. And everybody goes to church with their own their own meaning. People don't live in reality, Carla. Women don't live in reality. Matter of fact, let me just show you this. Let me just show you this. This is what women live in. This is another one of my books. They live in this right here called Locked in Denial. Okay?
Locked and denial. Locked in denial.
Locked in denial. Because the people only read what they want to read in the Bible. Okay, perfect example. Let's go to Jacob, Rachel, and Leah. Let me tell you about this real fast. Jacob, Leah, and Rachel. Jacob couldn't stand his wife. She had 6 kids for a nigga that didn't want her. How about that? Don't we have that in today's society? How many of y'all got kids? You didn't have 4 or 5 kids for the nigga, and he still don't want you.
Oh man.
You don't understand. I relate to Bible. See, I don't care what they say. Okay? And let me explain to that. A lot of people didn't even know, because my mother didn't even know. A lot of people didn't know that Laban, which was Leah and Rachel's father, was the sister of Rebecca, was his sister, and Rebecca backstabbed her husband Isaac and the son Esau with having Jacob backstab the father. See, a lot of time the drama comes from the family. You understand?
Ooh, the drama comes from the family.
Jacob was Laban's nephew, so he gagged his own nephew to marry Leah, when in reality it was all a setup. See, people don't want to read the Bible like that. A lot of men, both men and women, are broken spiritually, financially, mentally. So we just living in a broken world, honey.
I want you to give a shout out for your books and for your films. Where can they find them all?
You can go on my my website for my book, Bubblegum Me with 2es.com. And then if you need for me a one-on-one session, or you like me come and speak at an event, my other website is called Why Do Fools Fall in Love with 2es.com. I love TikTok. I'm always on TikTok. It's called Did I Hurt Your Feelings on TikTok. I don't really speak too much on Instagram, but that's how you can get me. Or you can go to my YouTube channel called She Said What.
I love that. So Aaminah, you all heard it. You can go to her website.
Bubblegum Me with 2es.com. Y'all need me come say them young people, them women. Y'all need to be staying. What church member? Who out there got a church that when we come speak to? Okay, what event you have? Okay.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it from Aaminah. She wants to come and speak to you, your organizations on relationships. And go ahead and contact her. She's open and willing to do that. And also get her books. Also on YouTube, you can see her films, her movies that she's produced. And you can definitely see her on TikTok where she is keeping it real, y'all. Did I hurt your feelings? Everybody, if you're not following me right now, please go ahead and like and subscribe and follow Carla J, your queen of inspiration, because I'm always trying to keep you all motivated and inspired. And I'm so glad me and Aaminah met. So go ahead, like and subscribe and follow her as well. Aaminah, before we go, I always like to ask my guests, what is one quote you're living by today?
One quote I'm living by today. Being rich silently. It'll save you in the long run. That's what God says. He says, don't boast and brag. That's why people have so many enemies, because they boast and brag. So be rich silently. You know,
okay.
They can see what you looking like. That you ain't got to tell them.
Oh, I like that. All right, Aaminah, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
And we got to have you back on. We're going to have you back on because we got to dig in deeper. So thank you so much, Heart Nation. You all have a good night.
Healing from my past, embracing life again.